Yeah, folks, in this video I just wanted to talk about what is clairsentience, why it's important to develop, and how it can improve your life. So essentially, clairsentience just translates to clear feeling. So when you meditate on each of the sense gates, you get a stream of information that's coming through, a heightened sense of that sense gate that you're working with. So with clairsentience, it's a sense of feeling or touch. And when you're able to meditate on this, you're getting a higher perception of what you're sensing. So this is why we go through, the first exercise you go through in this framework is building the ball exercise. So in that, when you go through building the ball, you expand your awareness in the space between your hands. And then you're able to sense a life force between your hands, so the electromagnetic field around your hands. And as soon as you feel that, there's a lot of intuitive things that happen. One, there's a separation thing that happens between your physiology, the life force, your mind, right? So energy, body, and mind. So when you sense energy here, you're able to sense energy with your mind, because it's not your body that's sensing energy, it's your mind, because your body's not in contact with it in a sense. So what this essentially means is the mind can function outside of the body, or the mind can perceive things outside of the body. So this answers a lot of questions in terms of consciousness. So when we talk about expanded consciousness or expanded states of consciousness, this is where we start, right? There's a methodical or mechanical way on how you expand your consciousness. So first, you expand your consciousness or your awareness in the space between your hands, right? Then as you start to tune into life force, you're like, oh, that magnetic quality is starting to get stronger and stronger. So the more you concentrate on that without your mind wavering, the more you're able to perceive and sense that energy. And then once you've got a good handle of that, then you expand your awareness through your whole body. Then you're able to perceive the electromagnetic field around your whole body, the torus field. So here you get a lot of information that's coming through. So before even it touches your body, it comes through the energetic field, your own torus field. So the main thing here is identifying the different layers. So there's mind, there's energy, and then there's body, right? And then you fine-tune the body mechanics, right? Fine-tune the feeling mechanics, like how do I tune the feeling a bit more, and then fine-tune the mental mechanics, meaning regulating space or entering that stillness quality to perceive more. And like essentially what this means is that everything is actually mind substance, because ultimately you're feeling or you're interpreting this through the mind or pure awareness, which people refer to as consciousness. So this is where you start when people refer to as expanded consciousness. So once you're able to feel the energy outside of there, outside of your body, then you bring it into your body. Now you're able to separate the layers of the body. So now you can perceive your skeletal structure, you can perceive your muscular structure, fascia, organs, and you can separate these layers. And the benefit of doing this is when you can separate these layers, then you can individually attend to these layers. So I have a lot of questions coming in on how to open the joints, like push and pull the joints open. So when I first started this, it was the same thing. Like, how do you open your joints? Do you even have control over it? Well, people do. If pain is inflicted in a joint, you're aware of that joint. Even the slight micro movement you feel, like say for example, if I jar my thumb, like even the slightest movement, I will feel pain in that joint. So the awareness is there, but it's only developed to the point where it's only responsive to pain. Right? We need to develop that awareness where whether pain is there or not, we can feel it, right? So the easiest way to do this is through life force. And when you bring the life force into your body and then you start to feel the life force through the joints, then you can open and pull the joints open a lot clearly, right? And the way it works is essentially when if I lock my arms out and someone is putting force into my body, it starts to push my body this way, right? Because there's no suspension between the joints. The joints are doing this, they're compressed. So the force has nowhere to go but to the next bone or muscles and stuff like that, right? But if there's opening of the joint there, when someone pushes it, there's a suspension there, right? And the force is absorbed through the joints and the fascia a lot easier. But as soon as the joints are compressed, it has to go through the skeleton and the muscles, right? This is why we go through opening the joints, and why it's important to conduct energy by opening the joints. If the joints are not open, you're not able to conduct energy efficiently through the body, right? And how you get awareness of your joints is just like how we did building the ball. We put our mind here, and then we started breathing into the space, putting our will and breath into the stretch, into the space between our hands, and then you start to feel the energy. It's the same thing with the joints, right? So initially we start with the hands, you gently stretch the hands open, right? And then you bring your awareness to the joints in your hand. You can do it to each individual joint. And as soon as you start bringing your awareness there, you start to sense life force around it, because energy goes where mind goes, right? Or energy goes where your awareness goes. And then it's a fine-tuning process of how much tension do I need, how much relaxation do I need to optimize the feeling of the joint and energy, right? And then you start to realize, oh, when I have my joints open, I feel more energy, right? When my joints is compressed, I feel less energy because it condenses into the muscles and the bones and joints. So essentially, this is why it's important to go through the pulling and pushing the joints open. And the more you practice, the more you're going to get better at it. And it's all based on awareness. The more you're aware of, the more you can influence. The more you can feel, the more you can influence, right? So going back to the question of clairsentience, like at a physiological level, this is why it's important. But then let's look at other applications. So for example, you're conversing with someone, friend, family, or an acquaintance or whatever. Because you have that ability to sense energy, you have people who are genuine and people who are not genuine, and you have the capability of being able to distinguish this by not just their words, but the energy that they're emitting with the words, right? When genuine people are saying something, people have a natural instinct to feeling, oh, this guy's the real deal, or he's true, or all that kind of stuff. And then when some people say something like conmen, they say, like, trying to sell you something you don't need, your bullshit alarm goes off. So it's the same, it's a heightened version of that. You're able to sense people who are real and people who are not. And to navigate life, this is a very essential tool to have. And it just makes good quality relationships that you have. So you don't waste time with people who are trying to, you know, basically take advantage of you. So that's a very basic but advantageous tool to have. And then we look at the different aspects. So when we separate these layers from the electromagnetic energy, and then we go into our personality traits, our emotional patterns, these are all the same thing. It's energetic makeup, right? And if you're able to separate your awareness from that, as in like you're able to perceive this from the outside, then you can change and manipulate your character, your personality to the way you want it, right? And when you're able to perceive the mind itself, like you can tell like how far your mind reaches. And from there, like when it comes to expanded consciousness, like, so when we're in a place like this, it's easy because it's full of like life force. So it's easy to expand your mind out, and there's a liberating quality that accompanies it. So, and these are very fundamental levels on why you would want to develop clairsentience. Essentially, it's basically when you have a heightened awareness or a higher awareness or perception of something, you have more information that you can use to make your life better. Healing becomes a lot easier. Everything becomes a lot easier because everything we do in life is based on perception. The more we can perceive, the more tools we have to navigate our lives. So, and the way we perceive things is through the five senses. So if you concentrate on these senses, then you have a higher perception and you can do more with it. So it's kind of pretty straightforward if you think about it. So the other aspects of developing clairsentience is, say, specifically if you have um, a job or a vocation of some sort. Like for example, if you're a healer, so I used to do physical therapy and massage and stuff like that a lot. With this higher perception, I can be more efficient in terms of how I treat people. Right, I can feel the separation between muscles and fascia and joints a lot clearly. And massage therapists develop this, but it takes a longer period, and it's an unconscious thing that happens. But when you do it consciously, you can get there a lot quicker, and you can treat things a lot easier. And it's the same thing with, say, martial arts. You know, if you're able to perceive the person's intent, you're able to perceive the person's lines of tension in their body, and then all you need to do is work on your timing aspect of each individual person, of when their intent rises and the body and the astral follows. If you can get that timing right, then you can intercept that strike or takedown or whatever it may be more efficiently. And it's all about stress adaptation. So if we look at the principles on how this works, it's the mind has to be expanded into what you want to sense, right? The body mechanics has to tune itself to sense it more clearly, and the feeling aspect is heightened when these two align properly, right? Which is the astral quality. And from there, you get information not just about sensing energy, but the information that's contained in the energy, right? Which is so important, because essentially the only thing that exists in this world is, or in this universe, is consciousness, energy, and information. And when these three things are like mashed together, then it's hard to perceive it in separation. Right? This is why we go through building the ball exercise of feeling the electromagnetic energy between your hands, because you can sense, oh, my body's here and my body mechanics are doing this, my mind is here and I can feel the things between happening. So there's a clean separation of the three layers. So consciousness, energy, and information, right? And then when you look at everything in every aspect of your life as consciousness, energy, and information, and then you're able to manipulate the energy and information through your consciousness because you've brought your awareness to it, then you can change it to your favor, right? So like as you can see, there's like a lot of different applications and advantage that you can use developing clairsentience. Right? And again, clairsentience just means clear feeling, and the clearer the feeling, the clearer the information and the energy that you're perceiving, right? So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email and I'll go a bit deeper into this topic. But clairsentience is the foundation of developing yourself systematically and mechanically in a metaphysical process. Okay? I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.
Okay guys, if you're interested to take your practice to the next level, I encourage you to join the free online community that I've created. We have practitioners from all over the world. They're sharing their videos and progress. You can find training partners. They're sharing where their location is, and you might be able to find a training partner near your local area. In that platform, there's also a free training where you can start sensing life force, chi, ki, prana. So traditionally, they say it takes about 10 years to start feeling energy. This is incorrect. In this video, you'll start sensing in 7 minutes. So you can check that out if you want to get started. But if you want to jump straight in, there's also the LifeForce Mastery Online Course. Is a 6-step process on how you can start working with energy and start applying it into various aspects of your life. All of that is in the description box below. Cheers.